What's good, everybody? Welcome to your special April secret segment. That's right, just for you secret patrons at patreon.com/FreakinDoThis, you get an exclusive sneak peek at our thoughts
About life.
And things in general.
So, last secret segment we talked about being in high school.
Yes.
And this secret segment, we are kind of continuing that theme just a little bit, but we're expanding on it a bit because this time of year is when not just high school students, but also college students are graduating. And so we thought it'd be fun to talk about graduation memories. Or are we talking about prom? What are we talking
Let's
about?
talk about all the end of the year senior things.
Yeah. Going on and becoming an adult.
As we go on. Remember the Vitamin C song? We remember.
Yes.
I can't remember it when you sing it like that.
I
but
mean,
Let's
you
talk
are
about
singing
Muppet
it
voice, girl.
Muppety. That Muppety Muppet voice.
Muppety Muppet. So I never went to a traditional college. After I graduated from high school, I went straight to working for the Department of Corrections, which is a state agency at the headquarters. And at that time, they were offering tuition reimbursement. So I would go to school full time. I would go to work full time, then take, like 3 classes in the evening. So my only graduation memories are that of high school, which was in 2006. So you want me to rack my brain like 11, 12 years back. That's real hard.
I only remember one specific thing about, high school graduation. I still remember like being in the gym, and I remember all the friends, and I like remember all that crap. Mm-hmm. But the thing that I actually told the story to a different friend recently that I did, and she was like, I can't believe you did that. So I went up to some of the more attractive men in class, and I just let them know that I thought that they were cute, and then I walked away.
Good for you.
Good for you, Steimer.
It was, I don't know why. I don't remember like what possessed me to do that, but I was like,
YOLO.
you know what? I just want to kind of. What is this?
Yes.
What's happening?
This
Oh,
is
the
that
Vitamin
song.
C song.
I had to look it up, you guys, because I didn't know what she was talking about.
I think she's saying my singing is real bad. 25?
That was a while ago.
Oh my gosh, you guys. The outfits in this music video are pretty fucking epic.
Are
It's
there
all like
chokers?
cami tank tops. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like the weird flip-flops.
Do you have like the
midriff. So
sparkles?
basically today, it's
I know,
now.
isn't that
It's
funny
coming
how
back.
we have to get to the theme. Oh, no.
You want to get to the
You
chorus?
have to get to the chorus. This is the
That's
whole
the best
point.
part.
Okay, hold on.
Same as my C.
No, you won't.
Lies.
Oh man, brings the memories back.
Right?
Those sweet, sweet early 2000s.
That song is crazy to listen to now. We're all adults. And it's true. Your world is so small when you're in high school, and you feel like your entire life just revolves around your friends and like maybe your curfew extended and the stupid, silly gossip. And some people never grow up and they still live that way. But yeah, it's like, man, they always tell you don't know the real world, like the world that's waiting for you after you graduate. And it's like, yeah, it's true. Those superficial friendships you have, they just, for the most part, just kind of go away and you all go do your own thing.
Yeah, it's interesting looking back now how far removed I am from high school.
Yeah.
3 years. I just graduated.
Fresh
To think
spring
about
chicken.
how it's such a microcosm of your life, and everything is so meaningful and everything is so big and so emotional, and you're really trying to discover who you are as a person. And like now I'm like, why did I take everything so fucking seriously back then?
'Cause that's all
almost
you
none of
know.
it
'Cause
really
you
matters.
feel like that's your whole world
Yeah,
at the
that's
time.
it.
No, you absolutely do.
Yeah.
And I wish I could like go back to Andrea then and tell myself like, yo, stop freaking out. Like this is going to mean so little in the grand scale of your life. This is 4 years, or if you're live in North Dakota like I do, it's 3 years in high school.
Yeah, 3.
Of your life. And that's it. And like, it should never define who you are. And like, I think about my graduation and all of the people that I was friends with, and how there are people in my class that was the last time I saw them. Was high school graduation, was graduation day.
Most of the people, there's literally 2 people of school that I've seen past high school.
Just 2?
Just 2, and now it's just 1.
What about your reunion?
I didn't go.
You never went?
No.
I didn't go to mine either.
I
Because
did.
so here's what I learned about the reunion and why I was very glad I didn't go. Apparently it was not like a traditional one. It was something that like one of the people who had gone to high school with us had set up on her own. And she kind of, from what I heard, used like she wore her wedding dress there.
Okay, that's weird.
And like
That's
kind
awkward.
of, I don't know. It was like a weird thing, and I was like, I'm really glad I didn't go to this, because from what I had seen back, I do not really do Facebook anymore. But when it first came out, I was much more into it, and so kind of like looking at the people who were the quote unquote popular kids at my high school, they very much all stayed friends. Like that was their group, as far as I can tell, for life. Like they still.
Wow.
Just hang out with each other and haven't left and are like still in that area. But I got the hell out of Dodge. Like as soon as I graduated high school, I went to school across the country for college.
Yeah, when I graduated, I had a few groups of friends. So I had one that I had had since middle school, and one of the girls, I live in Washington, one of the girls flew to Boston and lived there. One went to China to do some teaching program, and then another one moved to South Africa. So everyone from that group just kind of like, and it wasn't just till maybe a few years ago, one of our friends got married in Boston, and so we all kind of like flew there and had like a cute little reunion. So I knew they weren't going to be at our 10-year reunion. And then the other group of friends I had was primarily because of my ex-boyfriend. Those had been all of his friends since elementary school. And then after we broke up, it was just kind of like, all right, I guess. And we were together 2-3 years after high school. And so after that, then it was like, I have no reason to see these people again.
Yeah.
So then it's just kind of
you know what? I lied. I forgot about a wedding I went to, and you saying that, I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, wait, no, that's not true. Because I had one of the friends I had got married, and like I went back home for that, and there
That
were
was
there were
cool.
a decent amount of people from high school there. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
It was
hey.
cool to go there too and see friends I went to elementary school with. And for the first thing, fix me.
You just had a little fleck
a
of
little
mascara.
But yeah, so I had no real need or felt no desire to go to the 10-year reunion. You know, it was like none of my core friends were going to be there that I spent most of my time with. And everyone else is just like a freaking fluffing match on Facebook. Look how great my life is. You know, look how awesome it is. That's
I
what
mean, I'm not
Facebook
going to
is.
pretend like I didn't have that in my mind when I went to be like, look at all the cool shit that I'm doing, everybody.
Well, you
No,
actually went. What was it like? Because
yeah,
the only high school reunion I've ever been to was Romeo and Michelle's.
Excellent one, by the
Nice.
way.
Great movie.
So
seen that.
my high school reunion was organized by, some members of my class. Having Facebook as a tool to be able to reach out to people, I think was really invaluable. Because when I didn't get on Facebook until like 2006, 2005. I mean, that's really kind of when Facebook began.
Yeah.
And the whole like point of a reunion is to get together and like see how everyone's lives are. And an unsurprising amount of people had gotten married and had multiple children. And here I was like working and hustling in LA, like trying to make a weird career out of talking about video games on camera and, trying to explain to my peers, what I did, because I was in the journalism program in my high school. I started at the school newspaper in middle school. I became the editor-in-chief of the school newspaper in high school, and then I went on to a journalism program. And so, like, I had a very clear track of where I wanted to go, and I'm still, like, on that track. And I feel like not a lot of kids know in high school, like, what they want. And so, like, this idea of, like, those like arbitrary votes that you do for the yearbook of like,
God.
most likely to succeed or most
whatever.
likely to go to Hollywood or whatever. I was always like, you guys are underestimating me.
Wait, were you actually voted as something?
No,
Oh,
I didn't get voted for anything.
I didn't get voted for anything.
But I also was not very popular in my school. Almost all of my friends that I had were not at my school. I had like 2 super close girlfriends, of which I only talked to one. I'm still friends with the other one on Facebook, and I like, I'll pop into her feed every once in a while, but she's got 3 kids now. And we just grew apart after high school and just stopped talking when I went to college. But the one girl, she was in my wedding, Trish, and she moved to New York, but she was like my one super close friend. But I only talked to 2 people still. Like if I was to go home, I'm going home to Fargo in like a week or whatever from taping this. And there's one person from high school I'm going to reach out to. That's it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's only one for me too, but she wasn't a high school. Like I've known her since we were like 5.
Yeah.
So we went to high school together, but she's not a high school friend, if that makes sense.
Yeah, my closest friend I've known since 3rd grade. But Yeah, it's so hard because you share like this common thing in high school. You're just these kids. You have homework. You play sports. Maybe from time to time you have your hobbies. But as you grow, it's interesting. I always use the example that when you're in high school, for me anyway, to me, what was attractive were the looks of someone. Like if you were a good looking person, then like, yeah, I'll totally be your girlfriend. But then as you get older, intelligence is the sexy thing. And I'm drawn to people who can have good conversations and just, have a good head on their shoulders.
Well, and it helps that your husband is also a good-looking man.
With intelligence. Thank you, Jason. Love you. But, so what you look for in people and the traits that you appreciate about people changes as you mature and kind of find your own way you're going. So it only makes sense that you drift apart from people, that you knew when you're a baby. You're a baby in high school.
Yeah, and I think that, if you think about like graduation and like who you're celebrating with and what that moment means in your life, it's just like it's so different now.
Yeah.
I remember graduating and feeling like I wish I would have done more in high school, which is crazy to think because in our last episode I talked about like all the bazillions of things that I did in high school, but one of my biggest regrets though from graduation, the hairstyle that I chose for graduation day that is now immortalized in photos. And I'll show you. We'll put it up on the video for you. I'll add it in. So I had decided, and like what happened was it ended up like changing throughout the day. So we all wear caps, right? So I have naturally curly hair. It's like really like pretty big. And so I straight ironed it and I did like this like flip it was supposed to flip around
like
my
Farrah
face.
Fawcett flip?
Yeah.
Yes. Like Farrah Fawcett flip, and like I had like a bob, and so it was supposed to be like it started out in the morning really cute, but then wearing the cap
like,
throughout
screwed
the
it up.
day, what happened was it became super flat, and then it had like this wing on the end.
Ooh.
So my hair was just like
Ooh, girl.
flipped out at the end, and like all of my photos have it in there, and like I'm wearing some weird like yellow button down, like a business shirt, and I'm like, what was happening
didn't
to
wear a
me with
gown?
my style choices? And
Under the gown you wear something.
Yeah, you can't be naked under the gown.
No, I
well, I
thought-
guess it could be, but
I thought you wore the cap and you didn't have a gown. I'm like, why didn't you have a gown?
oh no, I had the gown
Okay.
too. Yeah, I still have my tassel somewhere.
I still have all my stuff. My mom kept it, and she actually busted it out the other day. She's like, "You're storing this in your house now." 'Cause she was kept.
Oh,
it in
I
your
had that
house.
conversation with my mom at one point too, where she like gave me the box of stuff. I think it's actually right here in the studio closet.
See, oh
my gosh, should I go,
I've done the
should I go
opposite.
look at it?
Yeah, go
Okay,
get it.
hold on.
Where my parents are now currently cleaning out the house, and I have told them to just get rid of everything.
Yeah, Samir, that's a good trait about you. You don't really care. You're not a
I'm not super attached to
to
material
physical
things.
things. Sure.
Yeah, it was funny because I told my mom that I was like, you can literally get rid of anything. If I haven't taken it by now, I do
it's
not
fine,
care about
'cause
it.
you don't know it.
And she was, and I was like, and then I said something similar to the fact, like, I just don't care that much about material things. And she was like, well, what about me? And I was like,
What?
You're not a, what? You're
What?
not a, you're a person.
Mama,
like, what are you talking about?
Oh man, I still have all my yearbooks.
is this a yearbook?
too. Oh.
Oh my God, you had
gosh.
a dragon on yours? That's cool.
That is cool.
Our high school, my senior, it was awful. It was like this ugly ass collage of pictures. It was really
Dude,
not
we should
cute.
bring. I have all my middle school
Oh
yearbooks
my God,
and
you guys.
everything. We should
Seriously.
bring these.
Let me see if I can. So this is my
the class picture. Oh, yeah,
class
I have
picture.
that as well.
Okay.
Okay, so now everybody knows I graduated in 2001.
I graduated in
Secret's out.
03. It's not that far behind.
Oh my God,
03
you guys.
Zefo Sheezy
This
was
is like
the,
a Where's Waldo? Where
Where's
am I in
Waldo?
this picture?
YouTube.com/ oh, never mind. This is a secret segment.
It was red.
You can still listen, or you can watch. We
I
do have the
started
video.
I started dyeing my hair red when I was 14. So my mom would only let me use 7-day color back then. She's like, you have to wash it out, and I was like, okay.
Wait, what's 7-day color?
So it's like powder color essentially, but like it's like a shampoo. You know how you can get like shampoos that will like tint your hair, but then
Yeah.
it like washes out right away. Oh, there was my other best friend. Oh, I'm right in the front.
I see you.
Of course, you're right in the front.
Oh, next to the other Andrea in my class. There was 2 of us. But yeah.
I want to
so
see.
Here you go. Pass it over.
Pass that shit.
I also was on the yearbook committee, so I like helped do all the layout for the yearbook.
Oh, girl, look at
Um,
you.
I was on yearbook in middle school, not in high school.
Yeah. I really loved, because before I became editor-in-chief of the school newspaper, I was the layout editor. So basically I was responsible for picking like where the photos go, where the copy goes, and kind of like arranging the look of each page, which is like, I didn't realize that could become like a whole graphic design career.
I just underseen your photo.
Oh, you did?
That's really cute.
Oh, look at you.
It's actually not a bad senior photo.
It's not. No.
Here, let me go
My
bring it up
senior
to the
photos were
camera so
pretty
you guys
good,
can
actually.
see.
It's so funny to look at like all these eyebrows we had back in those days. Pencil thin eyebrows.
Oh my God.
That was the thing. Oh my god.
Why did we do that to ourselves?
That's a good one. I'm trying to think, what did we do for graduation? We went on.
I just went to like dinner.
No, we did. It was.
I had a party.
Yeah, it was like one of those little boats
had a family
that you
party.
take out of Seattle.
Oh,
And
you mean the school
the
threw a
school
party?
graduation night. Yeah. It was one of those boats. They had like a little casino on board with like mock money. They had food and then laser tag.
Halloween.
Is
That's me.
Amazing.
So much, girl. There's this photo of Andrea wearing like this super big. Here,
She's showing you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This
So
is definitely
good.
the secret segment you want to be watching.
As a disco queen.
A disco queen.
Nice.
That was my dad's shirt. I still own that shirt. It's in my closet right now. It's my dad's like authentic 70s.
You know what's so crazy to
Shirt.
think about graduating? I feel like such an adult. I'm like, yeah, we're these big kids. Now we're, out on a boat celebrating graduation. It's like, dude, we were 18. I was
it
barely
the day
18.
of graduation or was it a different time?
What?
The party.
The party?
thing?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was like, I think actually it could have been the weekend before.
Yeah, because I think that we had a senior night. It wasn't, but I don't think it was like technically a graduate. I don't know.
Yeah, they took us in buses up to Seattle because I was
I was
south of
also in
Seattle.
Seattle,
Fuck, see?
obviously.
And then we did laser tag, and then did this little cruise thing that lasted a few hours. And you would do mock casino stuff, food, dancing.
I remember we had a hypnotist.
Oh, and a hypnotist. Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
why would you have a hypnotist at a high school function? That seems like wildly inappropriate.
I don't know, but he hypnotized a few of the kids and like made them do weird shit.
Perfect.
Yep, that sounds right.
That
Yep.
sounds about right. And
Did you have that too?
yeah, I think we had a hypnotist
Yeah.
as well.
It was fun to watch.
I just like doing the laser tag.
You guys, why did I take this out? This is one of those things.
No,
like my ADD
no.
has,
What
like,
you
kicked
should
in.
do is you should look up the best message someone left you.
Did you sign your yearbooks?
I don't think anybody signed my yearbook.
What?
Oh, there
There's
you go.
somebody.
It's literally just Audrey.
Oh my God, really?
Wow.
Mine
That
was. I was
yeah.
not popular, and mine's full.
Yeah. It was all
No,
the
I
hags.
think this was there was a different book that we signed
Because
because I think this was printed afterwards. But she says, look, a non-glowing monkey, just like every other monkey. Good thing you're not like every other monkey.
What?
I'm assuming that's a joke.
Do you remember
had?
this story?
No, I honestly don't remember the monkey thing at all.
See? That's the other thing. Write down your jokes because you're not going to understand them 10 years down the road.
Are you
you
in
will
high
not.
school watching this video right now? Make sure you give yourself some context clues.
Be like
Yeah.
write notes, pen like on the side of whatever people have written you.
I do love that my high school in our yearbook, they put in this like pop culture like snapshot of everything that was happening in the world at this
that's
time.
cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
So which is crazy to think about.
What was happening in 2001, Andrea Renee?
Pop goes the music. Teen pop was shut out of the Grammys, but NSYNC proved the music genre is gaining more popularity every day. The
Backstreet
group's
Boys.
second album, No Strings Attached, ruled the charts and the cash register, selling 10 million albums by the end of 2000, beating out Britney Spears, who came in second with 8 million copies of her sophomore disc. Oops, I Did It Again.
I still to this day, when I spell the word sync, think it looks wrong because of NSYNC.
Yeah.
NSYNC has ruined us.
Yeah, and also, How Does Destiny's Child Get Down Like That? Independent Woman Part 1, their blockbuster single from the Charlie's Angels soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Lasted
I love that
months
movie.
in the top 10 of popular radio and music video charts. The song was released in the midst of Destiny Child's frenzy caused by the girl group's most recent album, The Writings on the Wall, despite the rotating roster of vocalists.
And they just did a little reunion at Coachella.
They
Baychella.
did. Baychella.
Baychella is what we call that.
Oh my gosh, you guys, this is bananas.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Prom. Who did the proms?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I did prom. I did prom 3 years.
Oh, see, that was like a
you
no-no
fancy.
Yeah.
at my school. I mean, people did it, but it's like if you're not a senior, you shouldn't be it. Unless you're dating
I
a
would have
senior.
never gotten asked.
I was dating a senior
So
at,
that makes
at a
sense.
different school. So I went to a different school's prom. And then I went to prom my junior year and then, of course, my sophomore. My senior year, my boyfriend at the time would not go to prom with me because
What?
he's like, I've been to like 5 proms. I'm not going to another
What
prom.
do you mean you've been to 5?
Well, because he was dating at the time, he went to his own proms and then he came to my prom with me. And then he was like, at that point, because he was 3 years older than me.
Oh.
And so he was like, oh, I'm not.
How'd
I'm
your
not-
mom feel about that?
How did my mom feel about
Yeah.
my boyfriend?
Who was 3 years older than you?
Well, considering that she dated my dad and they were 7 years apart.
Oh, so you can
She
date
had no business telling me
But
how
at
she
that
felt about me.
age?
No, my mom was 17 when she started dating my 24-year-old father.
Ah,
Okay.
So
The
Okay.
hair has to be 7-day hair, but please date.
yeah, 7-day hair, but you can date who you want.
So I mean, obviously, age ain't nothing but a number. It's fine, but like when you're young and you start dating someone that much older, the parents are always like, excuse me. She always told stories about how my grandmother was pissed and like hated my dad until they got married.
Of course.
Because then she was like, well, you're married now. I guess it's fine.
I guess it's fine. Prom was a big deal.
Yeah, man.
What was your prom theme? Andrew, I know you had like
what was that?
10.
Oh my God, I don't remember. Let me look.
Mine
here.
was Truly Madly Deeply based off
Savage Garden.
Yeah. I did not pick that.
Savage Garden.
I don't-
know
liked
the-
it.
I don't know what our theme was. It was not the best experience
Oh.
because, as I've mentioned several times before on this podcast, I always had unrequited feelings for people. So
A star-studded evening.
Oh. Yeah.
yeah, that's
right.
a little bit lame.
It's super lame.
Cliche.
I think mine was probably lame because I don't even remember what it was. But so I'd had this crush on a guy friend he knew, and like I wanted to go to prom with him. He didn't like me because I never do. And then he was like willing to go to prom with me, but he also brought another girl
What?
from a different school.
What?
Wait. He's like, I'll go
So-
to prom with you, but I'm bringing another girl.
Yes,
Like, did he want like one of you on each arm or something?
we did take a photo together. I think like that.
You guys, I never made student of the quarter, and I got really mad about it.
Andrew Renee.
But there's my improv club.
Love this girl.
If you guys remember from the secret segment from last time.
Amazing.
I see you, girl. That your nice green shirt on.
Yeah, or Julia's seizures t-shirts.
Oh, prom. Yeah, prom shopping. Oh, the big thing was you would always have to go to a store because then they would the bright stores because then they would write down the girls who got the same dress. You wouldn't like show up to prom.
I
wearing the
went
same
to
thing.
Canada to get my dress.
What?
I got my dress in Vancouver.
Wow, like was it a big deal to you? Is that why you went up there? Like,
I think we just were going to. I don't know why. We were just
Oh.
like we're going to Vancouver for the day or like for the weekend, and then we were like, oh, let's just go dress shopping while we're here. Because at the time, dollar was like much stronger than the Canadian dollar, which I guess it's flipped back to that now. And so like it was cheaper to buy a dress there. So we just.
what was your dress
did.
like?
Mine was a gold slinky number.
Ooh,
which was weird.
Oh, I also had a gold number. Let me show you. So I was in a fashion show, a prom fashion show at JCPenney. And I got to wear like 5 different dresses. And as part of our payment, we didn't really get paid.
got
We
the
got
dress.
to take a dress home. And I found the photo recently, and I took a photo
Get
of it.
out.
I was gonna like Throwback Thursday this on like Facebook or something, but you have to see because Kind of Funny's doing a prom, and it's in the
Right.
80s versus 90s, and I was like, well, if you need inspiration,
Oh my god. Wait, is that a
so
wedding?
that's
Other
Audrey. So that's the girl who wrote in my
Oh
book.
like a wedding
my
dress.
god, that is perfect.
So it's gold, like sheer
But it's, like,
iridescent
yellow
on top.
gold.
Yeah, and it's got halter because halter style was super popular.
Oh my gosh, that is perfect.
Mine was like it had like rhinestone spaghetti straps.
Ooh, yeah, I remember.
And
those.
then it was like a weird sort of drapey front.
Did it like kind of like slink?
Like yeah,
Yeah.
that. And then it was like a gold, like a true
That's what
gold
I had envisioned
mesh.
in my head.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I had a corset top with like the long. God, what is it? It's tight, and the bottom it kind of flares out right at the very end. Mermaid, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like a 2-piecer, and then I had like the gloves. I
Gloves.
had gloves.
Please tell me there are photos.
Oh, absolutely. I don't have them on me, but I will find them and I'll insert them. Oh man.
I don't think I have any like fun high school photos because I think most of them have been destroyed over the years.
Oh no, really? I have so many.
Yeah, I
I
don't
have
know,
a ton.
man.
It's okay.
They weren't the best memories.
Well, that's
I
fine.
got rid
I
of them.
still stand by what I said in our last high school secret segment. Thank Jeebus, we didn't have social media during high school.
Oh my god.
I'm so glad that I grew up in an era where everything I did isn't documented on the internet.
I was
Yeah.
angsty enough with my aim away messages. I
Oh.
can't imagine if I had Twitter at the
I
time.
had
Oh my
a
gosh.
live. I had a live journal.
So did
I
I.
had a MySpace, and I remember very specifically on the MySpace. I think the PlayStation 3 was just getting ready to release. I'm like, if you're gonna spend more than $500 on a PlayStation system, then you're stupid. And I'm like,
That sounds right.
I was like, you dumb
You were
bitch.
also
Full
poor.
of opinions. Yeah.
Full
you
of
were very
opinions,
poor.
and I
You
thought I
wouldn't
knew
have had-
everything. And now Nintendo's like, oh my god, I'm releasing this stupid thing. I'm like, I'm gonna wait in line forever for it. It's what I do now. I'll give you all my money. What is money anyway? What is it?
It's
You
a
just need it to
human
live and
construct.
eat, and survive. But yeah, I'm happy too. I was a dumb kid. I was a dumb kid, and I'm glad it's not documented everywhere. My MySpace, because I was worried about people finding it, and I don't know why. Because
Isn't that the point?
right, and so I labeled myself as like a 42-year-old man from somewhere in the Middle East.
Were you catfishing people?
No, it was all me. But then I remember one time I forgot my password, and I was never able to recover it because I couldn't remember the details I had
That's
wrongfully,
so funny.
put in my account. Hello, Big Daddy.
Hello,
Goodbye, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
I
boy.
realize he's not all the way on screen, so I'm just gonna take him off screen.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
He can
Big
take a little break from being on camera. Yeah, man.
good old days, graduation
old
and
days.
prom and high school shenanigans.
I just remember my college graduation being so much more impactful
yeah.
than my high school graduation because it felt like more of an accomplishment, quite frankly. Because I think like
It is.
high school graduation is like everybody's got to do it. Like you
Right.
got to graduate from high school.
You don't have to.
I mean, you kind of have to get even basic jobs, right? Like you kind of have to have like a
Well,
high
you
school
but you
diploma,
can also get like the
a
whatever
GED
it's called.
or an
Yeah.
equivalent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like that in where I grew up, like especially coming from a military house, like you came from, there was no option. There
Oh,
was,
yeah.
There was
Yeah.
no not graduating from high school.
Yes.
Like that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
It's pretty basic.
Also, like I'm like a chronic overachiever, so I was like I was going to do it, and I was gonna come out on top as my B story about getting a B, not the actual insect, the B. Anyway, so college was really big because I was the first person in my family to like go to a 4-year school and graduate, like and walk through college, and that was really exciting. And like my extended family all came down for it, and like we had like a big party. And we went out to a fancy dinner, and but at the end of the day, it was just me and my mom, like at this bar, like this little dive bar next to the apartment that I had. And just like having like a quiet like meal and a drink like at the end of it all. And I was just like, man,
That's it.
I fucking never have to write a goddamn essay ever again.
No more blue books.
I remember like throwing the books away, being like, I hate you. No, it wasn't that bad, but like it was super liberating knowing that I was never gonna have to take a test again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the idea of like, oh my gosh, I never
I'm
have to like
done.
do a final again.
Dude, anytime my parents brought up grad school or like you should go back to business school, I'm like, no. No,
I'm good.
I did the college thing. That's it. I'm not getting a master's. I'm not no. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to subject myself to that shit.
Yeah, I had no desire to get advanced education either, like secondary. Like I was like, I got my BA. I did 4 years. I have a plan. I'm going to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go and try to like just start working right away because in the line of work that I wanted to go into, I mean, getting a master's didn't really give you that much of a leg up because so much of it is performative and based on how much experience you have in the real world. And I felt like going back to school for another 4 years was going to hold me back from just getting out and getting
the
practical
experience.
experience. Yeah.
I thought I would do, because I was at Department of Corrections, I took classes on like forensics, I did criminal science, criminal justice, and all these things that I thought I wanted to do. Because I graduated, like I said earlier, at high school, went straight to working full-time for the state, making a whopping like $36,000 a year with benefits at the age of 18.
Honestly,
I was like,
that's a fucking great salary for an
it
18-year-old.
was, especially
Yes.
living in Washington
That
where
was
I
close to my starting salary, and I had a degree.
My first
Yeah.
salary as a producer, my first producing salary in Los Angeles, $38,000.
I think mine was like 35 or 36.
Yeah.
As a associate. What the fuck was the title?
Oh, man.
Entry level PR.
Yeah, and I was in like my mid to late 20s at that point.
Yeah, and it was always so funny to me because I understand there is a need to go to college dependent on what you want to do and get that education. That's crucial. But a lot of my friends were just like the idea of going to college. And so a few years later, everyone moved back to the small town I grew up in. And I would find them working as like clerks at Best Buy or like working, at the department store. I'm like, oh, what do you do? And they're like, I'm just working full time at this department store. I'm like, are you done with whatever? And they're like, yeah. I was like, man, Because at that point, then, you know, you're go to college for 4 years and you come out and then you don't know what you want to do just because you went for the sake of going, and then you've lost those 4 years of valuable experience. And I was like, I felt bad for them. But that's their choice.
It's not everybody comes out of college going, I'm going to have a career.
Right.
Some people really just want a job. They just
Right.
want steady income. They want to start a family. Maybe they have hobbies that, you know, they really want to invest time in. And that took me a really long time to kind of wrap my head around as somebody who's so career focused, to be like, you know what? You know, like there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't want that lifestyle. I don't want to be a slave to the idea that I have to devote every waking hour to building something.
Right.
Because some people are like, I'm good, dog.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah. It's true. Never know. Sam, what about you in college? How was college for you?
It's fine. I don't know. It was.
I mean,
It was great in the sense that like that was where I finally felt like I had like freedom in a sense. Like I was very far from my family, and that's when I started to kind of come out of my shell a little bit more. And like, so especially with things like food, I was an extremely picky eater in high school. Like I pretty much lived off Easy Mac. And
We don't blame you.
I mean, it was delicious. But then once you start to like get around other people and other culture, you're like, oh, I wanted to go to the South and like just go be somewhere completely different, right? Like that's just something that I like seeing other places. I like being other places. And
Where'd you go to school again?
so I went to school for 1 year in Atlanta at a very small private school most people have not heard of unless you live in Buckhead, Georgia. It's called Oglethorpe, which is named after one of the founders of the state of Georgia.
Wait, Oglethorpe?
Oglethorpe.
Oglethorpe.
There was like 800 kids. It did look like Harry Potter. Like it looked, because it was just like very Gothic style.
Sure.
But it was too small, and it felt more like there was just so much more drama there than even in my high school, because of how like there were fewer people at this college than at my high school. So I was not happy there, and I transferred after the first year to Elon University in North Carolina. And that was much better. That's like at the time I went, there was about 5,000 kids there. So it was still small, but not. No, we were still kids.
Technically you're
I
kids,
know.
right?
It's true. It's
18,
just
19?
crazy, right?
Little
Kids.
babies.
Little
Yeah.
babies.
But yeah, so you know, I kind of got to be like my own person there, which was really great. And I don't remember too much specifically about graduation. I remember like the day kind of, and the campus was pretty, and I had my gown, and my family was there, but we didn't do anything. I don't have like a specific
Nothing amazing like stands
moment.
out in your head.
No.
Do you have friends that you made in college that you still keep in contact with today?
I have one friend who lives in LA, and her and I just actually reconnected with her. So we hadn't spoken in a while, in like probably 4 or 5 years. And then when I moved to LA, I kind of looked her up because I was like, I think she lived here. I'm like, I think she moved to LA. I'm not sure, because she was an Atlanta friend. And then so we've reconnected. We're friends now.
That's
It's kind of cool, because she was she was a roommate of mine, like one of my college roommates.
Yeah. The only close friend that I still have from college is Liz, who was my matron of honor in my wedding. So she was like the one person, because she and I met in the dorms freshman year. But my school, the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, is like 50,000 students. It's like the second largest school behind Ohio State from a student body population perspective. And so like it was like I never really connected with a lot of the people in my classes, because my classes were massive, you know, there were like hundreds of students, like these giant lecture halls, you know, like I met some people, like once I got into my journalism track and was in the much smaller specialized courses, there were several people that I'm still friends with, like on Facebook, and we'll keep tabs with each other. But I haven't talked to anybody like face to face or even on the phone, or really even over chat since graduation from that program. Like Liz is the only person I still talk to.
Yeah, I tried to keep in touch with like some people that I really liked, but a similar thing happened with people from high school, like where for a little bit I tried, and then it was just like, oh, I guess my life is taking me in other directions, and I'm not very great at keeping in touch with people. I'm terrible.
That's what we're here for.
It is.
I'm always like,
Thank God.
Steimer, don't forget about me.
Oh, hell no. You for life, girl.
It's mostly because I'm like, I need you for content, Steimer. You
Oh,
need to come on
no.
the show.
Yeah, I mean,
Damn.
you're not supposed to let her know
I
that,
thought she
Andrea.
liked me.
I do like you.
There goes the downfall.
We always did petties and brunch before What's Good was even a thought in any of our minds. So
Yeah,
don't you worry
that's
about it,
true.
girl. Well, we should probably wrap this up, ladies. Any parting graduation or prom thoughts for our secret segment for this spring episode?
If you are a child, a young adult in high school, I feel so bad saying a child, about to graduate and you are nervous for the future and anxious, you will be fine. You got this. There's a big world out there. The world is your oyster. I was going to bring her to my friend, but that didn't happen.
Am I your oyster?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Can I be the pearl?
Yes.
And what am I,
Yay.
like the clam?
You are
shell?
the clam.
The
You are the
shell?
clam that holds us all together.
Oh, yeah, oysters
Aw.
don't have pearls. Damn it.
Damn it.
I fucked that up.
Oh, wait, they don't?
No.
Oh, no, you're right.
It's
Those are the things
clams.
you
She's
eat.
right.
Oh, shit.
I'll be fucking all this up.
Barnacles.
We're not good at
Sea
crustaceans
things.
and sea things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a secret segment patron. We love you guys and love that you support what we do and hope that you guys have enjoyed this. Let us know some of your favorite graduation and or prom stories in the comments below, or if you're listening to this over audio, leave us a comment on the Patreon page. Hope you guys have a fantastic day wherever your plans are, and we'll see you later. Bye.